What is going on, guys? We are back, and you may notice things look a little bit different than normal, and that is because today we are going to be starting a brand new series playing the mod pack Enigmatica 6. For those of you that do not know, Enigmatica 6 is at least what I would consider to be one of the 3 large mod packs available for 1.16.5, with the other 2 being All the Mods 6 and Valhelsia 3. And you guys have been asking me for quite some time now to play a mod pack on the channel. So a couple days ago, I finally threw a poll on the channel asking what mod pack you would want to see, and Enigmatica 6 won by an absolute landslide. I was actually very surprised that any of them would be able to win by such a large margin, but Enigmatica 6 finished up with over 50% of the votes, over multiple thousands of votes total. So apparently you guys really want to see this mod, so hopefully I can deliver, and this will be the start of a very fun series where we get to make some seriously awesome modded Minecraft builds. Now, before we get to jump into stuff and ooh and awe at all the cool world generation and all the mods that are in here and all that good stuff, I do want to give a little bit of a disclaimer that I have not touched a mod pack since 1.7. And I'm obviously dating myself pretty heavily when I say that because that was years ago at this point. But I've been focusing over the last couple years on playing through the game with just a single mod. Obviously, you'd know that if you've been watching my channel, and it's been a ton of fun. But back when 1.7 was around and mod packs were for that version, they were very much so the basic kitchen sink mod packs. And I know people use that terminology now too, but back then it really was bare bones. They were basically just whatever mod's available for this version, throw it in a file and download that file, and that's it. Now everything's super fancy and you got quests and progression systems and balance changes and recipe alterations and all this fun stuff with these huge teams working to update and create these amazing mod packs. So I am super excited to finally get a chance to experience that. And better yet, I'm going to get to experience it firsthand on camera with you guys. And hopefully we can have some fun along the way while we do it. So I believe the goal for today's episode is going to be getting a starter home set up. And when I say a starter home, I actually mean a starter home. We're not going to build the outline of a huge factory that we're going to fill up with modded stuff. We're actually going to make a nice little wooden starter home that I think will look very cool. But I do want to find a nice biome to live in and actually put some work into making it look nice. One of the cool things though, and you might already have noticed this, is obviously we've got some crazy world generation going on, and it only gets cooler the more we explore. We are currently in a black forest clearing, but we currently have world generation in this pack from Terraforged, which is absolutely amazing. It's going to make the world look so cool. It's got a ton of new biomes, world generation types, and so I'm going to do some exploring to find a nice place to set up shop, but we also need to do a bit of gathering. And so I don't think I actually need for the place I'm planning on making pine logs, but I can show you guys one thing I am super happy to have in this pack, and it's one that I guess is a staple in pretty much all packs now. But if I hold down Q, which is currently the button I have set for FTB Ultimine, you can see that we have what is basically a vein miner. And so we can break one block and the whole tree comes down. Now, this is totally new to me. I'm sure that this is not new to a lot of you, but like I said, I have not played a mod pack in ages. And so I guess gone are the days of pillaring up to make sure that there are no leaves left in the sky because you can't get to one of the logs that's left out of your reach. So that's definitely super cool to have in here. So I think what I'm going to do is go out, explore. I'm going to have to get a little bit of food along the way. We got some bushes over here that we can grab some berries from. But I want to find a nice wooded biome to live in. And then I want to gather some oak and some spruce logs. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, we're getting attacked by the sweet berries already. They're not too sweet, apparently, but I want to take care of that stuff so that we can get building. And it looks like we already have an Astral Sorcery temple going on over here. So I'm going to go in here and snag all the stuff that's in these chests. We might actually get lucky. I'm going to have to kind of break my way in here since I don't have a pick right now. Oh my gosh, the sweet berries, guys, they're getting me here. I am so not used to avoiding these. Okay. So as you've seen, I've done a little bit of the gathering I need for today's episode so far. We're nowhere near where we need to be, but we've got some starter tools going on, some resources and some food. But while I was exploring, trying to find some biomes to get the wood that I need, I stumbled across whatever this thing is. I'm not actually sure what this is. There's a weird little pillar over there too that I have no idea what it is, but we're going to come in here and see what we got going on. We have an item frame right here. We got a tome of boots. What is this one right here? We got a common affix tome. I'm not gonna have enough inventory room for all these things. We have a tome of others. Accepts miscellaneous enchantments. Can remove affixes, taking some of them as its own. Okay. What can we ditch? We don't need the bark mushrooms. Let's see what this is. Tome of the miners. Is there going to be something up here that like kills me, or is this literally just going to be filled with these things? Let's see. I don't even know what that one is. Let's just grab all of these. How tall is this? Ooh, we have a loot chest up here. Oh no. Oh, well, that one was a little bit of a shameful way to start this out, boys, but let's get all of the stuff back. There's clearly not enough room in my inventory for all of these things, so we'll just ditch out whatever really isn't needed to make sure we've got all the important stuff in here. I don't think there's anything else that we would have missed. I should have seen that one coming. I honestly don't know how. I got so excited, and I just went for it. So the lesson learned, don't do that. I'm going to continue on my merry way and not get distracted by other things that are going to blow up and kill me. And I'll go get the resources we actually need to start setting up our home. And again, try and find a biome if it would ever stop raining. Right, like, okay, we have another house right here. Is this one gonna... Okay, it's just a witch's hut. Okay, well, we're not going to do anything with that. I am just going to go get more resources and find a biome for us to actually live in and hopefully stop dying. Okay, so I have absolutely no intention of living anywhere where it's going to be snowing, although I do love the snow. I don't love it in Minecraft, but thankfully, one of the main things we need to make our home is going to be spruce logs. So thankfully, this is going to give me all the ones I could possibly need. So I'm just going to get a ton of these, and then hopefully we will be able to find just a nice biome to live in and have all the stuff we could possibly need. Oh my god, that scared me. Okay, I assume that's the noise of the snow coming down. But yeah, I'm going to get probably a couple stacks of this going and then continue moving on so that we can hopefully locate a biome that is a nice place to live. I haven't traveled too far yet, but I have yet to find an actual nice wooded biome. All these ones have just been these crazy biomes that have been almost a little bit sketchy. One of them over here looked like it should have been Halloween all the time in there with pumpkins everywhere and dead trees and everything. So we're going to try and find a nice place to live, not one that looks like it came out of a horror movie. Okay guys, so it's been quite a while since the last clip, but I finally found the place that I think we're going to be settling down in. It's going to be this seasonal giant taiga biome, which I absolutely love. It looks like it's just perpetually fall here with all the multicolored leaves, and I think the spruce trees will actually look really good with how the house is going to turn out. And the palette for the house is basically going to be some oak, some spruce, some cobblestone, all that stuff, so it looks like a cottage that's in a place where it's always fall. So I think it'll be very appropriate for the biome, and I have at least some general resources to start setting this up. I have not done any extensive mining trips or anything like that, but I've got some generic tools, got some food, and I had to travel a very, very long way for some reason just to get oak. I don't know why, but this was basically the last tree that I stumbled across, which is kind of funny to me since if you're playing in vanilla Minecraft, it's the first tree you're going to come across 99% of the time. But apparently here, if we look at the map, I spawned in over here and I traveled all this way through all these different biomes and not a single one of them had an oak tree in it, all the way until this very last biome right over here. So it was definitely interesting, but I did get to explore a lot and see a lot of the different types of world generation that's going on, and it looks absolutely awesome. I also got to eat a couple different kinds of food, so you can see I have one extra heart right now, which is definitely nice, and I also have, if we look I found the feral claws, which are in the hand slot, and they increase the wearer's attack speed. So I stumbled across these in a chest in a village that I raided, and you can see that it looks kind of funny. If you have an empty hand, you can actually see them, and I guess they do kind of match the green on my skin that's on the wrist of my shirt or lab coat or whatever it is. But yeah, so not a ton has happened, but you can see I've got some things in this chest right here. My main focus, though, is obviously on building the house. So I cleared out the area right around here, and my goal is basically to make a small cottage-like house with a little bit of a porch and eventually an area to do some farming in. And so I have it outlined here, and I believe this should be sufficient room. So what I'm probably going to do is build up a little bit off this foundation, and then we can hop back and add some details, just because this is going to be a little bit tedious when it comes to building this, because I'm going to be building these up about 5 or 6 blocks and then hopping off and hurting myself every single time and then doing that again as I go from pillar to pillar. So probably something that's better for me to do off camera quickly, but I'm going to do that. We'll hop back and then we'll get to build out some of the rest of the house, add some details. And I'm actually pretty excited to use some shears on these leaves, because I think those are going to be able to add some real nice color around the house, since I think at least the red ones, maybe the yellow and some of the orange are definitely going to get a lot of use around here. So I'll jump back in a second and we will see where we stand then. So now the basic outline of the house is done. Obviously, though, it's just a bunch of pillars, so we can't really live here, but now we can start filling this in. So I believe what I want to do is have this be a walkway up, and then I believe we're going to just bring this over like this all the way around, so we can just wrap it all the way around. And I actually want to have this a little bit off the ground, so that's why this is actually going to be the ground level. And then I might bring either some dirt up to meet this, or sort of have like a foundation under it. I'm not too sure yet, but that's going to be the goal. This will be sort of another pathway up, so we can just come through here. I don't actually think it matters if we have any of the oak logs right here, since we're probably not going to be able to see that. And then we can come around like that, and yeah, so that might look weird, but hopefully you guys will get what I'm doing in a second. So I crafted a little bit of everything that we are possibly going to need. So we can do right here, we'll want to do upside down slabs, I believe, so that they are appropriate with the floor level. So I want those to be right here, and then we would want stairs right here and right here to be able to reach those. And then we're just going to fill this entire area in with these upside down spruce slabs. So I think this will look pretty nice. The only thing that I feel though with this is it's very important, if you're going to use this color palette, to have things like leaves and things like, you know, grass or tall grass and flowers and all that stuff that gets included in here, because on its own, this is kind of a bland palette. So you need those things that make the color kind of pop in here. Otherwise, I definitely think it is a little bit boring, since it's just a bunch of different kinds of brown. So just my own personal opinion, but I know it's probably going to look a little bit weird until we get to add some of those details later, you know, some potted plants. I think lanterns will look really good on this too. It looks like we might be joined by a less than friendly guy over there. I've had some serious issues so far in this series on the first episode with being killed by different guys, and it looks like it's becoming nighttime, so we should probably sleep. But yeah, so I died obviously once on camera to that trapped chest. I died while I was exploring a second time to, I don't know what, something one-shot me, but I don't know. I'm playing through this entire mod pack on hard. I don't know if that's what people normally do, but that's definitely what I am doing. And so it's definitely been interesting. I definitely should get better gear going pretty quickly too. But that was just a quick side note that I thought you guys might get a kick out of. So we're almost done placing down all these slabs. And then over here, we are going to do the exact same thing. It seems like he has noticed us. So, you know what? We should just take care of this guy. Okay. I thought we could juke him, but apparently we can't. Either way, it's fine. We've got an extra heart, so what do we even care? Okay, so we now have the little porch area. There's eventually going to be walls right here, and then we've got the staircase down right over here. So what we're going to do now is come around and we're going to start putting the actual walls in. Now, I don't have any glass for when we eventually do the windows, but I want to do the walls as oak logs that are then stripped and some oak planks. So I'm thinking right here, we're going to have it going like this, and then we're probably going to put oak logs that stay as oak logs across the top here again. And then it's going to be 3 high, which works out pretty perfectly. And most of these are going to be 3 by 3, so you can have a single window in the middle, which works out really well. And some of the tricks that I've seen people use, and I have gone out and watched building videos so I can get better at this, as you guys suggested, but would be to use some stripped oak logs along with oak planks to add a little bit of texture to the walls. See, so it looks, I think it looks really good. So we can just slap all these down, and now you get a little bit of texture. So what I think I'm going to do is go around to each of these walls. So here, 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 all the way around, and I'm going to add this top row of oak logs, add in all the planks and stripped logs, and then we can hop back and see how that looks, and then decide where we want to go from there. Okay, so now all these walls have been added in. I don't know if I'm totally sold on them being completely like this, just all without any depth, and then having the window. Maybe we'll add some stairs in here, some slabs. I'm not too sure, but I want to deal with the fact that this is now raised off the ground and what we're going to do down here. So a cool idea that I've seen used before is adding stuff like this and then putting down spruce stairs here and then putting things like planters right here. So for the time being, we can just go around and put these in all the way around. And I don't know if I'm going to put a planter in on every single one, but these allow us to add, again, a little bit more depth to sort of the build here, and they make it easier to put something in this area that will conceal the opening under it. I don't necessarily want to say conceal because I like how it looks, but it'll help us place something appropriate there without it looking weird because it's kind of juts out on the side. So we'll just put this all the way around like so. We got one more to go over here, cutting it a little bit close with the area I cleared out, but I actually think it looks pretty good since this is heavily wooded around here still. And it looks like we missed one right here. So we have this. I also crafted up some fences, and we can put these in. We can at least put them in over here as they run along here. I can't tell yet if I want to do an overhang here. I probably will all the way across this. So it's kind of like a covered porch. I'm just going to have to figure out how I want to do that. It's not a huge concern for me right now, but we can have this all enclosed. And then obviously we can take a quick look at the size in here. I think this is an adequate size. Obviously we can add another floor if we wanted to, add a basement, but I actually like the size of this for the time being. Again, not really sure how I want to do the lighting sources yet, but I'm thinking a bunch of lanterns. And then what we can do is if we want to craft a bunch of, we'll get a bunch of spruce logs, convert them into planks, and then we can make some trap doors, and we can use these in combination with some dirt. I don't know how much I want to use. Do I even have... Yeah, I've got at least a little bit of regular dirt in here. I mostly have coarse dirt. But an example would be coming over here, doing this, and then doing the trap doors. So we could put some plants in there. And then over here, if we wanted to get, let's say, some shears, I have just enough iron left to do that. We can make some shears, and we could go and grab some of the assorted colored leaves around here and see how these would look if we put them around the house. I also want to get some green stuff and some bushes and things to put over here. Maybe actually bring some grass in. But I'm trying to think how we want to do this. Maybe we put some dirt over here and build the leaves up, or maybe we just use the leaves. Let's see. Let's try just using the leaves on their own. Like that, maybe. I like how that looks, although I probably also, again, want to get some more green, maybe the yellow coming in here, just to add a little bit more flare of color. So I think, again, now that I have this, I'm going to go around, add a little bit around this whole thing, and then see how that looks and go from there. Okay, so another quick update on the many that are coming as this house gets slowly constructed. This is where we are currently at. So I've added in all the way around the side. We've got some bushes growing. I grabbed some flowers. I got some extra different colors of leaves. So we've got some, planters, some that just look right under the house. And then we've got even some over here where I tossed down some of the cobblestones, some with extra leaves. Over here, same thing all the way around. So I actually like how it looks. I may adjust a little bit as we add more onto this, but the next thing is going to be getting the roof. Again, I'm not totally sold on how these walls look. I kind of want to add a little bit more depth to them, but I'm not positive how I want to do it just yet. But I think maybe I'll have a better idea once we add on the roof and figure out what we're doing with the overhang over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I went and crafted a ton of spruce stairs. We've got a ton of trapdoors, some slabs. So I think I'm just going to come up here and start doing a typical roof where we have an overhang on this side over here. We have an overhang over here, and then they connect at the corner. And I got to figure out if I want to have it, this one runs into an extended one over here, or if they kind of turn at the corner and connect, and then there's nothing over here. I'm not totally sure yet which one I want. I think it would look better if we did it. I actually don't know. So I think we're going to do the typical, they overhang off of this. So we're going to come over here and put down, not like that. Get down here and put down, not an upside down one, a regular one. And that should be a sufficient overhang, having it over one like that and out one. And then we'll just bring it all the way up, one step at a time. I'm just going to make a staircase up here using dirt because we're going to have to get up here a lot. We're going to do the same thing over on this side, and then we're just going to slowly connect the two of them by doing the upside down stairs now on each side, and then the right side upstairs on top of these, and same thing over here, and then upside down stairs, upside down stairs. And I've seen this strategy used before too, where you then do like this. So nothing too crazy going on here. I am just going to quickly extend this at least a couple so we can get sort of a general idea of how it's going to look. So we'll do that on that side. Then right here, it gets a little bit different because obviously we do not want it to be like this when we come in here. So I think we're just going to strip regular oak logs in here again. I think that might look good as sort of a backdrop for this. So we'll strip these three just because we can't do upside down stairs there or it would look super weird. So we'll do that. And then we're just going to do the same thing with these up here and then double up like that. And then we can just come back. And now we're actually at the inside. So it's totally fine if we just have nothing there if we don't want it. And we'll do the same thing over here. If we want to add something on the inside there, we totally can. But I don't think it necessarily needs anything. And then let's see if I can appropriately place down stairs here. Yup, it looks like I'm pretty much a building expert. But let's see how this looks. Let's come down here, see how this looks. Yeah, so I don't think that looks too bad. I'm still bothered by the lack of depth there, but I think it'll be better when we get some overhangs, some lanterns going all around this. So I think what I'm going to do is extend this roof, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. It's going to be a really long one, but I'll figure out what I'm doing with the roof over here. I'll connect these, and then we'll come back and hopefully be able to see what's basically a finished portion of the house, move some stuff inside, and probably call it a day. Okay guys, so after a ton of work, I think I'm finally happy to call it complete for today's episode. This is going to be our little starter home, our little cottage in the woods. There's obviously stuff I want to change about this. I need to figure out what I'm doing about the windows. Right here, this is all mossy cobblestone. I want this to be mostly regular cobblestone or maybe some stone brick, but the only cobblestone I had enough of to make walls was actually mossy cobblestone for now. So it's like this for the time being, but I do want to change it a bit. I want a few more lanterns and to add a little bit more color to this, maybe bring some legitimate grass in here. It might be difficult without Silk Touch, but we'll get there. But for now, I think this is good. It's a place for us to move the bed, some chests, our, crafting setup, and our furnaces and everything. And now, hopefully, I won't be as likely to die. So I'm going to bring some of this stuff inside, and we can take a look at where we'll be living for now. So this is inside. It doesn't look as bad as I thought. A lot of times when things look nice outside, they look kind of weird inside. but I'm actually pretty happy. It's got a nice high ceiling. There's a little bit weird going on right there, so maybe we got to put down an extra spruce slab. So there we go. That looks a little bit better, but we can throw down our bed somewhere. We can throw down our bed probably, let's put it right over here for the time being. And we can put down our crafting table and our furnaces somewhere. And I can make us a bunch of spruce chests so that we have a place to store clearly all of the great loot that we got in today's episode. So we'll get maybe 6 of these and toss them somewhere. I guess some of these don't need to have windows on them. But for now, we can just throw down a couple of these right here. And I will try and make the inside also look nice. I don't want it to look nice outside and gross on the inside. So I'll work on that too, but here I can just pretty much dump all the stuff that we don't need, and I can begin hauling in the stuff from outside too, since thankfully it's very easy to just extract all the items from there, run inside, and dump them in here. And I think the last thing that I want to do is finish up with that and then set up our appropriate themed waystone, so our mossy waystone right outside. So we can put this wherever we'd want out here. I think maybe right here would be a good idea, and the waystone name should be home. So now if we want to use this, we can travel to a spruce village, which is one that I found, which is the village I raided, and maybe there's other stuff I can grab from there too and still put to good use, but if we find any others, it'll be a nice way to get home, and I actually think it looks pretty cool. Other than that, we can grab this chest and clear out everything out here. And I would just love for you guys to let me know what you think of the base, if you have any suggestions. I will say this is pretty heavily inspired by, videos I watched from other people with some really cool ideas. So I definitely don't want to take credit for coming up with a lot of these, techniques and all that stuff, especially the use of these trapdoors. I never would have thought to use them like that, but I saw a couple people do it and it looks really cool. So I tried combining a bunch of stuff to make what will hopefully be a nice house, and we can just move on from there. And hopefully in the end, this will be, a nice little vacation cottage. Even when we have a big factory with a ton of modded stuff, this will be a nice place that we can come and just relax in the middle of the woods. But I think that's going to be it for episode 1, guys. Let me know if you are excited for this series, if there's anything in particular you want to see, suggestions for the house, and if you like it or not. And again, one last thing, if you guys couldn't already tell, is I have my new microphone, so I'm still getting the settings worked out, but I think it should be higher quality. So right at the start of the series, should be upgrading on that one. So let me know if you notice a difference with that too. But hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode and the slight lack of modded content, mostly building, and I will talk to you guys later.